Our show today covers a tete-a-tete with the dynamic entrepreneur Gurbaksh Chahal, who was introduced by Oprah Winfrey as one of the youngest and the wealthiest entrepreneurs on planet Earth.
So tell me about BeProud. What is the genesis of that?
Well, I started BeProud a few weeks ago, and we're getting geared up for a formal launch in November. So the reason with it was obviously with the recent tragedies revolving hate crimes. I realized that we probably need to do a better job, and now with the power of social media and mass media, we can kind of create an audience around getting people aware that hey, in this world we're all different, and we should be proud, and we should embrace one another. And so the campaign stems from a couple of ways. First, we're actually creating a mass media television campaign, which will be on TV as well as a web version in a more long form fashion, with that will drive traffic to BeProud.org. And on BeProud, there'll be three different social elements that tie the message together. First, there'll be a Facebook app, which through one click of a button you can access and change your profile picture to a BeProud stamp showing your support for the movement. And you can also then tweet it, so the End Hate BeProud hashtags will hopefully become trending topics after that. And shortly after that, there's actually a video section that we've also have through YouTube, which we've gotten a lot of celebrities already on board for, that have created a 60-second video that just simply says, what am I most proud of and what do I stand for? And people like Deepak Chopra, Jay Sean, Virendra Chadha, and many Bollywood people have already kind of pledged that message. And while that's the Indian genre that I guess that's kind of aligned with it so far, the campaign from day one is supposed to be about the broader image of being human. And so it's not about being Sikh, it's not about being Punjabi or Indian or brown per se. It's really just to be about proud of who you are, and it encompasses every single type of, whether it's a racial stereotype, whether it's discrimination, whether it's gender, whether it's bullying, all of those different things, because it unifies that message of hope and being different.
Got it. So, I mean, what are you looking for the end user to do? It sounds as though it's, this uploading of this video and pledging a support.
Sure. So I think with the power of social media, it allows us to spread messages to make a difference. If you kind of look at the two types of similar campaigns that happened is, when the Kony movement happened, that was amazing what the power of social media could use to get over 100 million people to view a message about something that they probably didn't know anything about. And that, you can say, from an education standpoint, from an awareness standpoint, was a 10 out of 10. Then you kind of look at another type of campaign, it gets better. I mean, that's a campaign that now has 50,000 videos of people saying that it gets better. And, it's similar, and it touches the same issues that we are in a more broader fashion, but if those two organizations have been, very successful, if we're even marginally getting the reach that they did, I think that it'll transcend and create an audience. Mm-hmm. And from that audience, it'll allow us to do many unique things with BeProud in the future.
So there are two other organizations which you just gave examples of that have done something similar. What makes BeProud a little different?
Well, A, it's a different cause. B, it's based on, I would say, when you look at gun control, when you kind of look at some of just the hate crimes that have kind of transpired in the last 3 to 4 months, it kind of goes back to back to back. I mean, just look at the Amanda Todd, which was a bullying case that just happened last week, and it's unfortunate. And I think that from a timing standpoint, the cause broadly reaches a lot of people, and if people are willing to accept that, I think that this is the time that it actually needs to, actually be told in a unique way and a more personalized way, and that's what the internet and social media allow us to do. So the more celebrities, the more influencers, the more general population we can get involved around this alignment, it allows us to actually make a difference.
Got it. Now you're obviously, I mean, you have this success record. You've had all these companies that you've started and then you've sold, and currently you're working with Radium One and working on that. How do you find time to start a nonprofit and found it? I mean,
well, I think in life there's certain things that you don't time. And I mean, they just make you realize that the cause is greater for you to want to go ahead and give support on. And for me, I mean, this cause is dear to me because I faced immense racism growing up as a kid, bullying, so forth. So I can relate to it on a lot of levels. And I would have thought things got better, but obviously, in retrospect, the last few months show you that they haven't. So, and I also think that with America changing so much, we almost live in a bubble where we think things got better because we live in California or we go to New York, and then we forget about that there's actually 50 states in this country. And the message, if we've gotten better, needs to be across the board. And if this can make a change in some degree, I mean, I think that is something that anybody in my shoes would be able to do. And for me, it's not about time, it's about finding the time for something that I believe in.
Yeah, I mean, you've not only found time, but you've also donated your personal funds, which is great. Where do you see, how would you define success for BeProud? What would make you feel good about it?
Well, I guess the fact that we're actually even doing it, it's already successful. I mean, the fact that people will be able to hear a positive message and be able to relate to it and hopefully personalize it. I mean, it'd be great if this was at the levels of the Coney campaign, but that's something to aspire to. And I think that what we're trying to do is just try to instill change. And if we can at least broadly appeal to a universal demographic, I think that's good enough. And I think that this is also just a platform. If we're successful with this and create a depth of an audience of people that actually want to hear this message, there's a different ways people can get involved, and there's things that we will be doing from a content perspective that will help spread the message even further.
So tell me, I mean, I know you mentioned social media, but are there other channels that you will utilize to bring awareness of this?
Well, social is the #1 channel in the world that you can use to instill change, and it's the fastest. We are going to use mass media as a way to go ahead and spread the message quicker, which is hopefully primetime television spots where you'll see a 30-second version of a BeProud campaign directing you to go to the BeProud.org website, but showing you the commonalities of why we need to go ahead and instill hope, why we need to change, why it's up to us to go ahead and hate together. And there'll be a longer version of that hopefully will be able to be shared through social media that will also be able to transcend the message deeper.